Today we're going to talk about Johnny Manziel. Do you think he'll succeed in his second year?
I don't think he's going to succeed, and this is why. He's had a tremendous, absolutely tumultuous offseason. He's been in the news constantly. There's now reports surfacing of his eligibility, whether he can even play next year. We don't even know if that's going to happen. Last year, he was ranked 15th in the ESPN top quarterbacks for all of college football. Not number one. He still got away with the Heisman, but he was still ranked 15th. Now the pressure's on him. Every single eyes in the country will be on Johnny Manziel next year, and he didn't even perform that well last year.
Well, I would have to say that I think your argument is, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, is completely blasphemous, okay? See, just because he had a terrible offseason does not mean that his talent is gone. And you got one thing you got to keep in mind is that you're acting like he's the only athlete that something like this has happened to. This has happened to many football players, and not just football players, athletes of many different sports. And I'm going to be honest, Johnny Manziel, from what I saw when he played football, he handles pressure very well. He's a great fourth quarter quarterback. How many times have you ever seen him collapse in the fourth quarter?
I have.
You have. Well, I mean, not drastically or anything like that. But I mean, lose in the fourth quarter, but I mean, like collapse, like choke in the fourth quarter. He hasn't done that.
He had one good game last year. He had one good game.
He
beat Alabama. He beat Alabama. That's all he did. That's why he won the Heisman. He was the 15th best quarterback in the country, not even the first. All he did was run for 21 touchdowns. That's all he did.
At the beginning. But then after that, he was ranked 1. If you could ask anybody else.
He won the Heisman simply because it was the weakest Heisman class in the history of the Heisman.
If you ask anybody else who watched college football, they would tell you Johnny Football was the best quarterback at the time. And he won the Heisman Trophy, and he well deserved it. And the truth is, he was a great quarterback in the fourth quarter. He didn't have one good game. Now, I don't know what his record was, but it was pretty damn good. I can tell you that much.
Okay, next question. Okay. Should NCAA football change the rules regarding student athletes being paid?
Absolutely. This Johnny Manziel thing brings it all right back. This absolutely needs to happen. These guys are putting in tons and tons and tons of work and not getting recognition for it. Yes, they get a free schooling. Yes, they get free board, but that doesn't matter to. So half these players won't even go to the NFL. A lot of these guys, their careers end here. This is the end of the line for them. They need to get some sort of pay. The NCAA needs to get some sort of plan in place for these players. They are making millions and billions of dollars off these players' backs, and there needs to be some sort of plan where the players see some of those benefits.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I agree with you. And the truth is, yeah, they're getting scholarships, but one thing in college is that guys have jobs, and they go and get jobs, and that's how they make their money. These guys, they don't have time to get jobs because they're at practice all the time. Yeah, and then they're like, oh, I'm not going to pay you anything. Meanwhile, the colleges are making millions off them.
It's awful.
The NCAA, they're a bunch of big jerks. They choose who they want to pick on anytime they want, and because they have so much power.
What I believe the NCAA needs to do is implement a plan and say, no matter your position, no matter your skill, you're going to get, I don't know, X amount of dollars per hour, and per hour of practice you put in, you get this. Oh, we're done.
Yeah. Jets starting QB, Geno or Mark Sanchez?
I go with Mark Sanchez, and I'm going to tell you why. This team is set up to fail. There's no way in heck's sake that this team is going to do well next year. Their wide receiving core, awful. Their running game, awful. Their head coach, an idiot. There is no way this team will succeed. And I think Geno Smith needs to sit on the sidelines. Don't feel under the pressure. I don't think it was a good pickup for the Jets, but because they have him, they need to somehow protect him from all this. Let Mark Sanchez fail. Let him get booed out of New York. Ship his batoot out of here and bring in Geno Smith in a few years.
Okay, now here's how I feel. Do you even listen to your own story? You're saying Rex Ryan is a complete total idiot, but meanwhile he wants Mark Sanchez. So I mean, come on now. But
he's an idiot because Mark Sanchez is his quarterback. The only time you see Mark Sanchez on any highlight is when he's running into his own offensive lineman's ass.
Okay, now I know Brandon Moore felt like a jail inmate at that moment, but I mean, and it's inevitable that Mark Sanchez is going to be playing anyway. Geno Smith is a concussion waiting to happen. He has no arm. All he can do is run. He is either a concussion or an interception waiting to happen. He is going to fail anyway, and I've heard that sources have said that Geno Smith is going to be, they're not impressed with him. He's overrated. And it was also stupid that the Jets got Geno Smith instead of Matt Barkley. Now me, I'm a big Jet fan. All my Jet fan friends, we were all big idiots saying, hey, we're real happy for it. Oh my God, this is amazing. They got Geno Smith, this is amazing. Meanwhile, we were being bigger idiots than Rex Ryan at the time, thinking, this guy can't throw. All he can do is run. Yeah, he's a good runner, but you know what? An NFL defense is going to eat him up. He could get away with it in college, but he won't be able to get away with it in the NFL.
So let me get this right. You want Geno Smith?
I want Mark Sanchez, but or Geno Smith. I'm kind of down the middle with this issue. Mark Sanchez clearly failed. He really did. Geno Smith, he's gonna fail. I think they should give Geno Smith a chance, but like I said, it's not gonna work out.
And they wasted a high second round pick on Geno Smith. That means they have some belief, and I don't know why, but they have some belief that he has some potential and some way to carry this franchise. And so why not protect that? Send Mark Sanchez out to fail. Send him out to get booed out of New York, to ship him out of there. Get rid of him so Geno Smith can come in a few years when this team is set to fail, when they're in a full rebuilding mode, and can keep this going.
Who should win the NBA championship first? Celtics or the Knicks?
Well, this is going to be heated considering it's Boston, New York here, but it's clearly the Boston Celtics. And it's simple. The New York Knicks are in complete turmoil, and they will continue to be. They have money locked up to their top 3 players: Carmelo Anthony, Amari Stoudemire, and Andrea Bargnardella. It won't work out. There is complete turmoil there. The money they have tied in will not. The best they have done is reach the conference semifinals. They cannot advance past that stage. Carmelo Anthony is a great NBA player. He's not elite. He does not have the capability to take this team to the next level. And because of the money that is tied in right now, I don't see them succeeding. They have to completely redo this team. And right now the Celtics have admitted they need to redo this team. They have a plan in place to rebuild this team. And eventually when the Knicks do intend to rebuild their team, the Celtics will already be a few years ahead and a few years on to banner number 18.
Oh, I love how you say the Celtics are rebuilding their team, but meanwhile they get rid of Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. What the hell are they thinking? Who's the best?
How are they not going to rebuild without getting rid of those two?
The best player now is Rajon Rondo. I'm going to be honest. He has a lot of talent, but he can't carry a team.
It's rebuilding mode. They're not supposed to be good.
Rajon Rondo, let's put it this way, he ruins team franchises. He is a selfish
Let him ruin them. I want the number 1 draft pick.
I want the number 1 draft pick. Word I am not allowed to say. And you know what? Yeah, like I said, he has a lot of talent, but you know what? The Celtics aren't going to get anybody good. And the Knicks keep rebuilding.
That's why they won't win. They keep rebuilding. They can't win with the team they have.
Mike Woodson is a tough coach. J.R. Smith, you have to agree with me, he has tremendous talent. But I will say this, he is excellent under a coach like Mike Woodson because he is a tough guy. He is a hard ass. He will keep J.R. Smith under control. J.R. Smith, but when he was not with Mike Woodson, he was a chucker. Okay, he was shooting up jump shots with guys like Kevin Garnett, Yao Ming in his face, and thinking he could make it. One thing I don't like about J.R. Smith is, well, it could be a good thing and a bad thing, is that he could shoot 0 for 20 and still think he shot well. I mean, he has a ridiculous amount of confidence. But with Mike Woodson, I believe that it is perfect because he keeps him under control. And when J.R. Smith is under control, he plays excellent basketball. And as for Carmelo Anthony, I guess you could say he's an elite basketball player, an elite NBA player. But him and J.R. Smith are both a great combo together. And also with Andrea Bargnani. Because, one thing I love about Andrea Bargnani is that, I believe he has a lot of potential because he's a power forward, he's a very good post game, but he can also shoot jump shots, which I believe is a very, very, very great advantage in a basketball game, having a big man who can shoot a jump shot.
J.R. Smith and Carmelo Anthony are not going to take this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. J.R. Smith and Carmelo Anthony aren't going to they won't even make it to the NBA championship. Those two players are not good enough to take it to the NBA championship. You add Bargnani to this team, you already have Stoudemire, which is just a headache in itself. What does that do to the team chemistry? Saying, we don't believe in you, but we have $21 million tied up in you for the next 2 seasons because we thought we believed in you. They can't win with this. They need to cut ties with all these players, but they have no way of doing it because no one wants to take these players. They have no way of going into rebuilding mode, so they're stuck with the guys they have. And with the guys they have, they cannot win. If LeBron James stays in Miami, they're not getting past the Heat. The Heat are right now the best team in the East. That's undisputed. Indiana's probably a close number 2, and they can barely get past them. They didn't last year.
Well, one point I forgot to bring up is that the Knicks just got Tim Hardaway Jr., who was one of the best basketball players, one of the best college basketball players.
College basketball players. We're in the NBA now, son.
Yeah, but he was one of the best. He is going to be a very good player, and just like his father, he's going to be another Tim Hardaway. That's why they call him Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay.
Well, his dad's not stepping up to the court. Can we keep going? I don't want to listen to that. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway is not coming out that door anytime soon.
Tim Hardaway Jr. I've seen Tim Hardaway Jr. play. He is an excellent.
Stop.
What?
Thank you. Do you think A-Rod should be in the Hall of Fame?
No, because he hasn't. First off, I don't want steroid users in the Hall of Fame. But aside from that, he hasn't had a Hall of Fame career. He won a few championships, hit a few home runs. He's crap. I hate A-Rod.
I have to agree with you basically on that one. I don't think he should make the Hall of Fame. I don't like A-Rod, but I will say he did have if he didn't take steroids, he absolutely had a Hall of Fame career. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. He didn't hit a few home runs. How many home runs did he have? Like 640. You're telling me that that's not a Hall of Fame career?
He took steroids. He's practically banned from the game for life.
I agree with you that he shouldn't make the Hall of Fame, but the fact that you're saying that he didn't have a Hall of Fame career anyway, I think that's ridiculous.
Right, that was a little out of line, but that is my feelings for A-Rod. I just don't like this guy. He has lied to the MLB. He is self-absorbed bleep and bleep. He does not belong in the MLB Hall of Fame. That is a sacred place, and he is just. I don't even like looking at his face. Can we get this removed? It's ridiculous. The way he's gone about, the way he's treated the game, the way he's disrespected the game, he should not be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree with you 100% on that one. I mean, he's been taking millions and millions and millions and demanding, might I add, millions and millions and millions of dollars from the MLB. And what does he do? He lies to them and cheats for more than 10 years. And the fact that a lifetime ban, that's a little harsh, but I'm going to be honest. His suspension right now is a slap on the wrist. Of course he's going to continue doing this. Did he even get fined? And whatever he did get fined, it's like nothing to him because he's freaking rich. And I have no sympathy for him at all because, when he's done with the MLB, what's he going to do? Sleep till 11 o'clock every morning, just sit on the couch, do nothing. Trust me, he's set for life. I am not concerned about him at all. If he did get banned for life, like I said, that would be a little harsh, but I wouldn't feel much sympathy for him.
This guy
he is a stupid piece of crap.
Does he belong in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely not.
This guy, there's no way he should be in the Hall of Fame. It would disgrace the game of baseball, disgrace everything it stands for. Yes, Mr. Noah.
Barry Bonds. Same question.
Barry Bonds, he was a good player before the steroids, but he took the steroids. And he broke Hank Aaron's record, who was a noble, good baseball player. And I hate the fact that he broke Hank Aaron's record while using steroids. I hate steroid users.
I agree with you 100% on that one. He broke Hank Aaron's record, he hit home runs clean. He was clean. He was not on anything. That was one thing that I can't stand about Barry Bonds. However, I will say this. I think Barry Bonds, in some way, sometimes, is kind of singled out. Like, people say, oh, I hate Barry Bonds, he took steroids. I hate Barry Bonds, he took steroids. But people forget to mention all the other players that took steroids, like Roger Clemens. Roger Clemens isn't hated on as much as Barry Bonds. You see what I'm saying? But I agree that he should not be in the Hall of Fame. Basically, putting Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame is like having O.J. Simpson as an anger management person, okay? I think that is ridiculous, putting Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame. He is also a disgrace to baseball.
How about the Roger Clemens one that you were talking about?
See, the argument always for Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds is they were great before they took steroids. Even with the steroids, they're still elite players. But if they're that good, why do they need to step up their game so much? Why can't they go to the gym? Why can't they put in the extra hours to make themselves that much better? I can be convinced, I think, on Roger Clemens to let him in, but right now I stand. He took steroids. The Hall of Fame should be for players who treated the game with respect, respected and played the game the right way. No, I do not want to see Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame.
I agree with you 100%. I hate Roger Clemens with a burning passion. He is another word that I am not allowed to say right now. He threw a bat at Mike Piazza, which pisses me off the most because I'm a big Met fan. And you know what? Not only did he disrespect the game, he disrespected other players, which is and nobody who disrespects the game, other players, and takes steroids should even be considered to be allowed into the Hall of Fame. And he also, very much like A-Rod, took a lot of money from the MLB, but what does he do? He cheats and does nothing but disrespects the game and the players.